Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive?
Definitely. Let's do it.
Today, we're going to be tackling this
Mhm.
fascinating topic
Yeah.
of emotional resilience.
Oh, I love this topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got a whole stack of research articles,
Yeah.
real-life stories,
Mm.
and we're going to pull out the most interesting
Yeah.
and actionable insights to help you
Yes.
level up your mental game.
Love that.
I think this is something that
You
everyone
gave me
needs to do.
festival there because you know what?
Yeah.
You take care of your physical health, right?
Right.
You go to the gym, you
Right.
eat well.
Yes.
But we also need to be taking care of
Yes.
our mental health and emotional resilience as like
Yeah.
a psychological immune system.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about strengthening your ability to
Yeah.
bounce back from setbacks and stress and all those
Okay.
curveballs that life throws at you.
I love that analogy. And,
Yeah.
I am all about practical strategies.
Yes. Well, me too.
So we're not just going to be talking about theory here.
No.
We're going to be unpacking actionable
Love.
steps that you can actually use
That's what people want.
in your everyday life.
Yes, exactly.
So to kind of set the stage,
Okay.
let's talk about what emotional resilience isn't.
Okay.
It's not about, suppressing your feelings or
Yeah.
pretending everything's fine when
Yeah.
it's not.
It's not about, putting on a happy face and
Exactly.
pretending.
Robot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's about, acknowledging those
Yeah.
difficult emotions.
Yes, and one of our sources actually
Okay.
highlights this beautifully with this scenario
All right.
about job loss.
Okay.
And they talk about
Uh-huh.
how one person,
Yes.
when they lose their job,
Yeah.
they just completely spiral into despair,
Right.
while another person,
Yeah.
they definitely feel the weight of the situation.
Of course.
But they're able to kind of process
Ah.
those emotions
Work through them.
and then eventually start seeking out new opportunities.
That's resilience in action.
Yes.
That's that difference in response.
Pretty
It's
interesting.
acknowledging and working through those
Yeah.
difficult emotions,
Yeah.
not ignoring them.
Okay, so how do we cultivate
Yeah.
this superpower?
Right.
How do we actually
How should we get there?
become more emotionally
Yeah.
resilient?
Well, our sources break it down
That's
into
awesome.
5 key pillars.
Oh, it.
Think of these as the building blocks
Okay.
of emotional resilience.
Awesome. I'm ready to build it.
Let's build it,
All
right? So the first pillar
Okay.
is self-awareness.
Oh, self-awareness.
This is about understanding your own emotional landscape.
So like knowing yourself, basically.
Knowing yourself, what triggers you?
Mhm.
How do you typically react to stress?
Yeah.
Just even being able to name your emotions
Oh, interesting.
is a huge first step.
So like if you're feeling anxious
Yeah.
before a big presentation,
Yes.
instead of trying to push that feeling away, you'd say,
Right.
okay, I'm feeling anxious right now.
Exactly.
You're acknowledging it.
Got it.
By acknowledging it, you can then start to
Yeah.
manage it
Manage it, right.
effectively. Yeah. But it's not just about,
Okay.
recognizing your emotions in isolation.
Gotcha.
The second pillar,
Uh-huh.
strong relationships, plays a crucial role.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like for social creatures.
We are social creatures.
I need.
Our sources really emphasize
Okay.
that social connection acts as a buffer
Interesting.
against stress.
So like having a support system.
Having a support system
Yes.
of friends, family, colleagues
Yeah,
can make a world of difference
absolutely.
when you're going through a tough time.
Okay. So it's not just about,
Right.
powering through it on your own.
No, it's not about being, a lone wolf.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we
Yes.
need each other.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah. So we've got self-awareness
Yes.
and we've got strong relationships.
Those are 2 great ones.
What's next?
Okay. So the third pillar
Okay.
is optimism.
Optimism. Okay.
But this isn't about,
Right.
blind positivity or ignoring problems.
Okay.
It's about believing in your ability to
Yeah.
overcome challenges, to learn and grow from them.
So it's not just about,
Right.
pretending everything's fine.
Yeah.
It's about believing that you can actually
Yeah.
get through it.
You got this. You got this.
I like that.
It's a great mantra.
So instead of seeing a setback
Yeah.
as a failure, you see it as
As an opportunity.
an opportunity for growth.
Exactly.
Right.
Our source actually gave the example
Okay.
of someone who went through a failed business venture.
Mm,
Instead of being crushed by it,
right.
they chose to focus on the
Yeah.
valuable lessons learned.
So it's about reframing
It's about
those
reframing.
negative experiences.
Reframing is huge.
Yeah.
And this is actually the essence
Okay.
of what's called a growth mindset,
I have a growth mindset.
which is the belief that our abilities aren't fixed.
Yeah.
We can always learn and improve.
That's empowering.
It is incredibly empowering.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this whole idea of growth mindset?
I've actually been trying to cultivate that
I've
in my
heard
own
it's-
life
Yeah.
because I think it's so easy to get stuck in that fixed mindset of like,
Right.
I'm not good at this.
Right. And it's about changing that to,
Yeah.
I'm not good at this yet.
Yeah, exactly.
That little word yet makes a huge difference.
Huge difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Powerful.
And speaking of perspectives,
Yes.
the fourth pillar
All right. What's number 4?
emphasizes something that I think
Okay.
many people might overlook.
Okay. I'm curious.
Self-care.
Self-care. Okay.
Yeah. And this is where those healthy habits.
It is. So this is where it gets practical.
This is where it gets practical. Things like, regular exercise,
Mhm.
getting enough sleep,
Right.
practicing mindfulness.
Yeah.
These are all crucial for
Right.
building resilience.
So it's not just about,
Right.
our mental state.
No, it's about,
It's about taking care of
the whole package.
the whole.
Yeah, the whole package. Exactly. And one of our sources
Yeah.
actually highlighted this fascinating research
Okay.
from the Mayo Clinic.
Okay.
And they found that exercise
Mm-hmm.
actually reduces stress hormones
Oh, wow.
and increases endorphins.
So it's like a chemical thing.
It's like a chemical thing happening in your brain,
Wow.
which have mood-boosting effects.
Okay. So it's not just about like,
Right.
looking good. It's about
It's about feeling good
feeling good.
and
Yeah.
equipping your brain
Yeah.
to handle stress better.
Okay.
Taking care of your physical and mental health
Mm-hmm.
creates a solid foundation
Mm-hmm.
for resilience.
All right. So we were on to the final pillar now. Okay. Bring it on.
What's number 5?
The 5th pillar focuses on
Okay.
problem-solving skills.
Problem-solving skills.
Yes. Resilient people
Mm-hmm.
don't just get overwhelmed by problems.
Right?
They face them head on
Yeah.
with a solution-oriented mindset.
So instead of panicking when like a big scary problem
Exactly.
arises,
Yeah.
you break it down into manageable steps.
Break it down.
Okay.
Make it less daunting.
Okay.
And one of our sources
Yeah.
actually gave this great example
Okay.
of tackling a large project.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of feeling paralyzed by the sheer size of it,
Right.
you focus on completing one section at a time.
Okay, break it down into
Bite-sized pieces.
bite-sized pieces. Exactly.
Right, so to recap,
Yes.
our 5 pillars of emotional resilience
Yes.
are self-awareness,
Number 1.
strong relationships,
Number 2.
optimism,
Mm-hmm.
self-care, and problem-solving skills.
Number-
It's like we have this toolkit now.
You got it.
Yeah.
Your resilience toolkit.
But I'm curious
Yeah.
about how we actually put these pillars into action.
Right.
How do we turn these concepts
Yeah.
into tangible strategies
Yes.
that we can use in our...
This is where it gets really interesting.
So
So
let's-
this is where the rubber meets the road.
All right, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're back.
We are back.
And I'm still buzzing about those 5 pillars
yeah.
we just talked about.
Me too.
It's pretty fascinating, right?
It is a powerful framework for
Yeah.
building resilience.
And before we dive into specific strategies,
Yes.
I wanted to circle back to
But-
something you mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You asked our listeners
Yes.
to think of somebody they know
I did.
who embodies resilience.
Yeah, I had that person who just seems to handle
Yeah.
whatever life throws at them
Yeah, like they,
with
yeah.
this incredible inner strength.
Yeah, they just like roll with the punches. Do you have anyone in mind?
I do, actually. It's a former colleague of mine, someone I worked with during a really
Yeah.
turbulent time for our company.
Hmm.
We were facing a ton of uncertainty and change,
Right.
and a lot of people were understandably stressed.
That sounds rough.
It was a tough time.
So how did your colleague
Yeah.
kind of navigate that pressure?
She was remarkably calm
Really?
and focused.
Wow.
It wasn't that she didn't feel the stress. She
Yeah.
just had this amazing ability to acknowledge
Hmm.
the difficulty of the situation
Okay.
without letting it consume her.
So she wasn't just like ignoring it.
No.
She was acknowledging that, yeah, this is tough.
She was acknowledging it head on.
Okay.
And I specifically remember her saying things like,
Yeah.
this is tough,
Mhm.
but we've got this.
Wow.
We're a strong team and we'll figure it out.
That's a great example of like
Yeah.
optimism in action.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Instead of
Yeah.
getting bogged down in all the negativity,
Oh,
she was
good.
like, okay,
Yeah.
we can do this.
We can do this.
Yeah.
It was inspiring.
But was it just like empty positivity?
No, it wasn't just empty positivity.
Yeah.
She was also incredibly proactive.
So she had that balance
Yes, that
of
balance.
optimism, but also like action.
Exactly.
Right.
She was always willing to put in the work and do whatever it took
Yeah.
to help us move forward.
So she wasn't just talking the talk. She was
She was walking the walk.
walking the walk.
Yeah.
Like-
Times that even meant,
Yeah.
tackling those
Yeah.
that nobody else wanted to touch.
The grunt work.
The grunt work.
Yeah.
But she was willing to do it.
So she had this blend of like optimism,
Yeah.
a problem-solving mindset,
Yes.
and a willingness to just like
roll up her sleeve.
roll up her sleeves and
Get
get things
things
done, get things done.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was impressive to watch. I learned a lot from her.
Did anything else
Yeah.
stand out to you?
You know what? This might seem like a small thing,
Okay.
but she was incredibly consistent with self-care.
Oh, okay.
And I remember she would make it a point
Yeah.
to take a short walk during her lunch break.
Oh,
Even if it was just around the block,
just to get some fresh air?
she'd say it helped her clear her head.
That's a good reminder that
Yeah.
self-care doesn't have to be this big, complicated thing.
It can be those little things, those little moments throughout the day.
Just taking a few minutes for yourself.
Exactly.
It sounds like she was really living out those 5 pillars.
She was. And observing her really taught me that resilience isn't about being superhuman
Right.
or never experiencing stress.
Not about being perfect.
It's not about being perfect. It's about having the tools and the mindset.
So like having that toolkit
That toolkit.
that we were talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
to navigate those challenges effectively.
Okay.
And those tools can be as simple as
Yeah.
taking a walk,
Right.
practicing gratitude,
Right.
reframing those negative thoughts.
Like simple things that you can
Yes, you do.
incorporate into your everyday routine.
And it's fascinating how
Yeah.
those individual practices
Mm-hmm.
can not only benefit
Yes.
the person practicing them,
Right.
but they can also have this ripple effect
Oh, interesting.
influencing those around them.
So like their resilience becomes contagious.
It can be contagious.
It makes me think about something you mentioned earlier, that intriguing question
Yes.
about how developing our own resilience
Right.
can actually inspire others.
Because all this knowledge about resilience,
Yeah.
it's not just for us to hoard away.
Right.
It's meant to be shared,
Shared, yeah.
put into action,
Yeah.
and passed along.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
So here's the question I want to pose
Okay.
to everyone listening.
Yeah.
How might developing your own emotional resilience not only help you, but also inspire those around you?
It's an invitation to consider
Yeah.
how we can all contribute to creating a more resilient world.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's not just about
Yeah.
our individual growth.
Right.
It's about
Collective empowerment.
collective empowerment. Yeah.
I love that.
Love that.
Think of it like planting a seed
Okay.
that can grow and blossom not just in
Yeah.
our own lives, but in the lives.
That's a beautiful image.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about
Yeah.
all the different ways we can impact others.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be through
Yeah.
our actions, our
Mhm.
words, even our energy.
Absolutely.
Like just the way we show up in the
Their
world,
own journey of resilience can become
Mm.
a source of strength and inspiration.
whether it's our families, our colleagues,
Yes.
our wider communities. Imagine the potential.
It's exciting to think about.
Yeah.
And we don't need to be perfect or
Right.
have all the answers
Yeah.
to make a difference.
We just have to show up authentically.
Show up authentically,
Yeah.
share both our struggles and our triumphs, and support each other along the way.
It's about recognizing that we're all in this together.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
We don't have to go it alone.
And by embracing this journey of resilience,
Yes.
not only do we become stronger ourselves,
Right.
but we also contribute to
Yes.
a more resilient world,
Step by step.
step by step.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It's a powerful
Powerful vision.
vision
Yeah.
worth striving for.
But as much as I'd love to keep exploring this right now,
Me too.
we should probably wrap up
Okay.
part 2.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. I am so excited
Yeah.
to be diving into this final part of our deep dive on emotional resilience.
I know, me too. It feels like we've been on quite a journey.
Yeah, we've covered so much ground,
Really?
explored those 5 powerful pillars that we talked about, even got inspired by
Yeah.
some real life examples of resilience in action.
I love those examples.
Me too.
And if you recall, we ended part 2
Yes.
on this really thought-provoking question,
Mm-hmm.
asking you to consider how
Yeah.
developing your own resilience
Right.
could not only benefit you, but
Right.
also inspire those around you.
That ripple effect, it's just
The ripple effect.
So fascinating.
It's powerful, right?
Yeah, it's not just about,
Yeah.
personal growth and isolation.
Right.
It's about how our individual journeys can
Yes.
contribute to something much larger.
It's that beautiful interconnectedness. It's
Yeah.
like, our actions, no matter
Yeah.
how small they are, can make a difference
They really can.
in the lives of others.
So let's jump right into that question.
Okay.
How can we as individuals inspire resilience in others?
Yeah.
What are some
Yeah.
tangible ways we can make a difference?
I think one of the most powerful ways is through sharing our own stories.
Storytelling. Storytelling.
It's a universal
It's a universal language.
and it's so powerful.
And when we share our personal experiences, both the struggles and the triumphs,
Yes.
it creates this sense of connection and relatability.
Like you're saying, hey, I've been there too.
Exactly.
I've been through tough times.
I felt those same feelings of
Yeah.
doubt, of fear, of uncertainty.
Yes.
And here's how I got through it.
That can be so empowering for somebody who might
Yeah.
be going through their own
Absolutely.
challenges.
It normalizes the experience of struggle and reminds us that resilience isn't about
Right.
being superhuman. It's about being human.
Yeah, you don't have to be perfect.
You don't have to be perfect.
You don't have to have it all together.
No.
And it doesn't have to be
Right.
this grand epic tale.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Even sharing those smaller moments.
Yes, those smaller moments.
For resilience.
Yes.
Those everyday victories.
Absolutely. Like that time
Yeah.
you finally worked up the courage
Yes.
to speak up in a meeting.
Or that time you asked for help
Yeah.
when you needed it.
Exactly. Those are huge.
Those are huge, and they can be incredibly inspiring.
It's like you're modeling
Modeling it.
resilience in action.
Resilience in action.
And it's not just about sharing our successes.
Yeah.
I think it's equally important to be open about our struggles.
I think vulnerability is key.
Yeah, because when we allow ourselves to
Yeah.
be vulnerable,
Mhm.
it creates space for others
Yes.
to do the same.
It gives them permission
Yes.
to not be perfect.
It's like saying, hey, it's okay to not be okay.
Exactly.
And it's okay to ask for help.
And that can be so powerful in breaking down
Mhm.
the stigma
Yeah.
surrounding mental health.
Because let's be honest, like everybody struggles. Everybody struggles.
At some point.
It's part of the human experience.
Out of our life.
And when we create a culture
Yeah.
where it's safe to talk about those struggles,
Yeah.
where it's okay to not have all the answers,
Yeah.
that's when true resilience can flourish.
It's about fostering a sense of community.
Community and support,
Yes.
recognizing that we can
Yeah.
lift each other up and
Yeah.
navigate those
Yeah.
challenges together.
And that brings me to another
Yeah.
powerful way we can inspire
Okay.
resilience in others
All right.
through acts of kindness and compassion.
Ah, yes. The ripple effect of kindness.
It's amazing how
Never underestimate it.
Yeah.
Never underestimate.
The smallest gestures
Yeah.
can have such a profound impact.
I know, it's incredible.
Whether it's lending a listening ear,
Yes.
offering a helping hand, or just expressing words of encouragement.
Those acts of kindness
Yeah.
can make someone feel seen,
Yeah.
heard, and supported.
And those feelings of connection and belonging are so essential.
They are essential for building resilience.
It's a reminder that we're not alone.
Right.
We have
Yeah.
people who care about us.
And again, it doesn't have to be these grand gestures.
No.
It's those everyday acts of kindness
Yeah.
that can really make a difference.
Just holding the door open for someone,
Yeah.
offering a genuine compliment, even just smiling at a stranger.
Smiling at a stranger can make their day.
Absolutely.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's those small acts of kindness creating this ripple effect of positivity.
Making the world a little bit
Yes.
brighter and more resilient.
One interaction at a time.
One interaction at a time. I love that.
So as we wrap up our depth dive
Yeah.
on emotional resilience,
Mm-hmm.
I encourage you to reflect on these ideas.
How can you share your own story?
Yes.
How can you extend kindness and compassion to those around you?
It's a beautiful thing to think about.
Remember, building resilience isn't just
Yeah.
a personal journey.
Right.
It's a collective effort.
It is.
And by embracing these principles,
Yes.
we can not only strengthen ourselves, but we can also inspire
Absolutely.
those around us to face life's challenges with courage, grace, and determination.
It's about creating a world where resilience is not just a buzzword,
Right.
but a lived reality.
A world where we support each other,
Yes.
lift each other up, and celebrate the power of the human spirit
I love that.
to overcome adversity.
That sounds like a world worth striving for.
It really does.
So keep those resilience muscles working.
Yes.
Keep those stories flowing and keep spreading those acts of kindness.
Wherever you go.
Wherever you go.
And that concludes our deep dive into emotional resilience.
I hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you found it informative.
Informative,
Inspiring, and most importantly, empowering.
Empowering.
Take what you've learned, put it into practice.
Yes.
And watch as you become more resilient yourself.
Yes.
And inspire those around you to do the same.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Thanks for joining us
On this journey of discovery.
We'll see you next time
On The Deep Dive.